Hey guys, welcome back to Jennifer Lauer Tutoring. Today I'm going to just do a little information session for my students on online classes. So obviously we're in some really crazy times right now and nobody likes an online class. I don't know if anybody likes them. They're really hard. It's so much easier to be face-to-face, but unfortunately in these times I know that community colleges are going online, they're doing hybrid courses. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to talk a little bit about ways that you can make it a little bit more bearable and be able to stay on top of your work, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce some things that you should buy for the class, okay? Now, the first thing you need to go buy is a ream of paper. I know this is crazy, but when you start printing out the stuff that I think you should print out, your parents are going to be glad you bought a ream of paper. So Walmart, $3. Then you want to buy a 3-ring binder. Now I don't have the dividers here. They're somewhere here because this is Seth's stuff because he's going to be doing online classes. So you want to get a divider with just different, those little divider things that go in there. And so what you're going to do, you're also going to get a desktop calendar, which all this stuff is on it, so let me show you what I'm talking about. Get all my stuff out of the way. This is a desktop calendar. It's huge. I suggest you get one like this, and the reason I suggest that is because what you want to do is when you first get your syllabus, you want to go through and highlight really important dates, like test dates, quiz dates, and things like that. So you want this. I also, another option other than the desk calendar is I have a dry erase calendar, as you can see, that I use, that I kind of just can go in and put quick notes on and things like that. But you need a big calendar. It needs to catch your attention when you walk into your work area, and you should have a work area. So your bedroom, wherever, dining room table, wherever you're at. The next thing you need to have is a planner. This is a very plain planner because Seth's just kind of like that plain kind of dude. So what he would do here is we would take dates that are on that calendar and we'd put in here. But here we're going to go a little more specific. So let's say if you had a test on the 12th, you would go 3 weeks back and put 3 weeks till test, 2 weeks till test, reminding yourself that you need to be prepared. Another thing I suggest is that you get some highlighters. Different colors are nice. If you don't have a 3-hole punch, because you're going to need it for all of the stuff you're printing out and putting in here, go ahead and get it. Post-it notes are great for last-minute notes in class. Not note-taking because you're not in class, but like if you want to remind yourself of something or a place in the book, these are really good placeholders. Book. So many people try to get you to do the ebook. If finances are part of this, I understand. Do what you got to do. But you don't want to pay for a college course twice. Get the book. Rent it. Okay? It's so much better to have something tangible in your hands. Unless the professor says we are not using the book, get the book. I always have my kids go through and make major divisions in the book. Like I know for Sarah when she took Calc 1 and Calc 2 at HCC, she went through that one book in 2 classes, so we went ahead and marked the division where it was going to end. So it's always good to have a light at the end of the tunnel. These are really good to have, again, for placeholding and stuff. You want to be very, as you can see, we want things very visual to us. Reminders, constant things there, like as if you were going to class. You want the stuff in front of you. You want the printed out syllabus. You want the printed out homework list. You want everything, because I'm telling you, even if you took a class into the classroom, they're going to make you do a lot of online homework. So you need this stuff to kind of help you remember this is tangible. This is something we can touch, we can feel. The other thing I suggest you do, I've got a few things here, is that when you first get what everything's worth as far as your scores, go ahead and print that page out. I usually print out a grid and then have the student keep up with what they're getting on their homeworks, what they're getting on their quizzes. Once you get used to it, you can just keep it online, but it also is another way of saying, I made a really bad grade on that quiz. It's reminding you instead of it just being a screen and, oh yeah, I saw that. No, this reminds you. So definitely take care of that. Again, trying to get the actual textbook is really important. You want to print out the syllabi and any correspondence from your professor. A lot of times professors will send out emails or things like that. It's good to go ahead and print them out. If you've written the date down, a change of date, sometimes they'll change the dates of certain tests. Put a little check mark up in the corner so you know when you look at that correspondence again, and you're going to have a little section in your book for correspondence, you've talked to that professor. Now, set reminders on your phone. Everybody's always got their phone with them. If you have homeworks due 3 times a week, don't tell yourself you're going to remember, because you're not going to remember. So you're going to have it on a big calendar in front of your face when you walk in your bedroom. You're going to have it on this little calendar, so when you are out and about and, you know, sitting in the doctor's office and have nothing to do, guess what? You've got your calendar, and you know that you can pull up your phone or your laptop there, and you have something to do to keep yourself going. Lectures. Use a screen capture tool. What this is it's called Snagit. I actually use it when I teach my classes to record it for other students who maybe couldn't get online. It's completely free. You literally just are recording the class, and that is so nice. So when you go back, you can say, okay, where was he at? Now, a lot of professors will capture it for you. So if your professor is capturing that, then you don't have to snag it yourself, obviously. But if he's not, go ahead and snag it, capture it, you know. So I use Snagit, it's SNAGIT. I'll put a link down below so you'll be able to go there. Again, there are ones you pay for. I don't even use those, and I teach classes. I use the free version. It's very nice. Don't fall into the trap of not taking notes. I don't care if you're capturing it. I don't care if he prints out the notes for you. You've heard me say it 1,000 times. Writing something is like reading it 6 times. Write down the notes. If he's doing a Zoom class with you or online chalkboard, whatever, there's so many different things out there these days, write down the notes. The Snagit tool or the already printed lectures are good to go back and fill in your notes. Pretend you are live. If you were live, you would not just be sitting there staring at this professor. That would be rude. You would be taking notes. Take notes. Email your professor with questions. Just like I always tell my kids, and I tell my students, get to know your professors. Obviously, it's a little more difficult now because you're not really there. So if he has open office hours for you to Zoom call him or whatever, do it. Contact your professors, especially for those of you who are considering you're in a community college and you want to transfer to a 4-year, or for those of you who are in a 4-year and you want to go to med school, or you want to get your grad, take the GRE and go into grad school for any reason, or your PhD. You need to get to know these professors because you're going to need recommendation letters. So get to know your professors, even if it's an online thing. They will remember your name. When you're preparing for tests, you need to ask your professor. Ask him for old exams. You can Google your community college and the class number, and there's always old exams available you can find online. And you know you don't have to pay for them. Okay, if you're paying for them, something's weird. So old exams, you want to see how this professor tests. Be prepared to call in tutors early. Don't wait until you're failing the class to call a tutor, okay? I do tutoring for some classes. Don't come to me with statistics. Yuck, hate it. Sorry, don't do statistics. But for any other maths up to Calc 2 and usually any entry-level chemistry, biology, physics I can handle. But make sure you call in the tutors early. So if you struggle with that first quiz, you might want to tell your parents, hey, I may need a tutor, okay? Stick to a study schedule. So many of these all over YouTube. There's no reason for me to do one. Stick to a study schedule. That's what your planner's for. That's what this big thing is for, the big calendar, other than to put when your tests and your quizzes and reminders are. Stick to a study schedule. Tell yourself you're gonna, you're supposed to do 3 hours a week of studying per credit hour. So if you're taking a 4-credit course, you should be studying outside of class 2 to 3 hours per credit, which is anywhere from 8 to 12 hours. It's a full-time job, guys. Don't waste your parents' money. Don't waste your own money if you're paying for it yourself, and don't waste your time. Get everything you can out of the class. So also, last thing, have a weekly conference with yourself. Sunday night, sit down, look at your to-do list for the week, look at your reminders, look at the homework due, plan out when you're going to do it. Do not wait to the last minute. It's not like taking one of my classes where I'm like, it's okay, because professors aren't going to say it's okay. You're going to do badly. Make sure you are on top of things. Stay on top of it from the beginning. Don't wait until, you're 3 weeks away from the final to try to do this. Stay on top of it from the beginning. So I'm pretty sure that is it. If you have any questions about this, just put a comment in below, or you can text me or email me, and I'll be praying for y'all. Good luck.